YouTube, what it do, man? It's your boy Benji, and we back balling. If you're new, please don't forget to subscribe. The NBA season is upon us, and since the season has started, there's been plenty of good hoops. But you knew it wasn't going to last too long before trash talk started happening, and a lot of the stories surrounding basketball began. The Mavericks just beat the Grizzlies in a battle of trash. Nah, let me chill. These are two teams who had high expectations going into the season, but they've kind of been underperforming. So there was an instance in which Morant and Klay Thompson faced off, got in each other's faces. They had to be separated. A lot of trash talk going on. Morant did not suit up this game, so plenty of people were not really on his side. I mean, a lot of people seem to be against Morant this year, and plenty of people are believing that he'll likely get traded out of Memphis, as he hasn't been performing as the superstar many people expected him to be. The Grizzlies are 10th in the West with a record of 6-11. And yeah, it's still early. But Morant's only played in about 12 games this season. And he's averaging 18 points, shooting 35% from the field. We can round it up and give him 36. He's shooting 17% from three, throwing out 8 dimes and 4 rebounds. This is a guy who, coming into his third season in the NBA, was averaging 27 points a game with 6 boards and 7 dimes. The future looked bright for Morant in Memphis, and they were looking right at the light, catching a little glimpse of the sun over the mountaintop. There were just a couple teams that they needed to take out, one of which was the Warriors. But after the fiascos and injuries that and the Grizzlies have underwent, they have not been good. There's been coach firings. There's been offensive switch-ups. They just have not been able to get the rhythm, and the way that they've tried to shape their offense hasn't been beneficial of somebody like Morant. But obviously, a lot is going to be on his shoulders as he signed a 5-year, nearly $200 million contract with the Grizzlies and is currently earning about $40 million just from the NBA alone. They ain't going to be too cool with you shooting 17% from three. Now, I'm sure you could probably chalk this up to it being a fluke. Ja's never been touted as a elite shooter, but obviously when he's hitting jump shots, he's ridiculously tough to stop. Now, there was a moment post-game in which Cam Spencer of the Grizzlies was getting interviewed. He had a good game. He's been balling this year, and his story is really one to kind of bring a smile to your face, man. He's a kid that's fought through the G League and earned every minute that he's getting on the court. But Morant kind of crashed the interview, and he's like, telling who the best shooter in the house was. It wasn't bro from Golden State. And a lot of people are taking this as if he was slighting Klay Thompson. But plenty of people see this differently. You can see this comment here on Twitter. This is wrong. Ja was talking about the Spencer household, and it was a dig at Cam's brother Pat, who plays for Golden State. Nah, he was talking about Klay. They just played the Mavs. Truthfully, though, his brother does play for the Warriors, and this could be a slight jab at the fact that there's likely arguments in the household of who's the best shooter. So Twitter could be doing what Twitter is doing, and people are just reaching. But Klay had some comments after the game.
He has a lot to say all the time, especially for a guy who rarely takes accountability. But you know what? That's for another day.
Let's hear that again.
And then with Ja, he's a funny guy. He has a lot to say all the time, especially for a guy who rarely takes accountability. But you know what? That's for another day.
What did Ja have to say on this occasion?
Nothing of intelligent depth. It was really just his just running his mouth, and he's been running his mouth for a long time. And it's funny to run your mouth when you're on the bench. It's kind of the story of his career so far, just leaving us wanting more. You know, we all want to see him out there and do his best, but he's just been letting a lot of other stuff get in the way of that. And we need that in the NBA. We need our best players to be out there, and when you're a star, it comes with a great responsibility, and I hate to see that go to waste.
Of course, the people on Twitter are doing some investigating, and they read Ja's lips. It looked like he was telling Klay Thompson, "You a bum, you a bum, You a bum. Saying that Klay Thompson is basically a scrub. He's a washed up version of himself. Maybe not so politely. And of course, the discourse has discoursed. This is the perfect Gen Z versus Millennial beef. Gen Z in street clothes not working, telling someone actually working that they are a bum. Millennial, always ready to impose their life experience wisdom on whomever, whether they ask for it or not. This whole thing went down after a botched play and number one pick Cooper Flag was trying to get back into the fray, but Adama of the Grizzlies grabbed his leg to trip Cooper Flag. Cooper tried to complain to the ref because this was not fair. Klay Thompson showed up to assist, and things went left. How many times have we seen the Grizzlies having these type of interactions with players of other teams? This is kind of their identity, right? I mean, would this be a bad thing? We've already got the Twitter graphics. The bum, still ringless, bench warmer, and injured yearly. 4-time NBA champion, 3-point champion, NBA All-Defensive Second Team, 5-time NBA All-Star, NBA All-Rookie First Team, FIBA World Cup gold medalist, Olympic Cup gold medalist, most points in a single quarter, most threes in a single game, most threes in a single playoff run, one of the greatest shooters in NBA history, 60-point game on 11 dribbles. Klay basically said nothing's wrong, or talent means nothing if you keep getting in your own way, and he's not wrong. Klay suffered 2 career-ending injuries and still drops 22 points in games like tonight, a record for most threes, record for most points in quarter, 4 rings, other awards. I think Klay can talk all that he wants. Now, I would be remiss to mention that Klay Thompson has not had a good season himself. He's averaging 10 points a game this year with 2.5 boards and nearly 2 assists. He's shooting 35% from the field himself and 32% from 3. I mean, if you're somebody who's an average watcher of basketball, you knew that Klay Thompson going into this season, which is, I believe, his 15th, he wasn't supposed to come here and be the number one guy. He came under here to spot up and shoot with ball handlers like Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic handling majority of the offensive load. Well, we've seen how quickly that's adjusted. We've seen how quickly things have changed up. And Klay has not been incredibly quick to acquiesce. At the end of the day, all these guys are here to compete. They're all here to try and make a living. But let's let the trash talk went a little left. Y'all let me know what you think about this one. Who's in the right? Who's in the wrong? Check out the videos in entirety. Obviously, I can't play too much. But at the end of the day, there's a side of me that believes that in all of the spirit of competitiveness, you can talk trash and support your teammates. But man, y'all are letting Ja have it, bro. Klay at age 26 had a championship, 2 finals appearances, an Olympic gold medal, most points in a quarter, and was the second best player on a 73-9 team. Ja Morant is so far behind him in terms of accomplishments. He'll be lucky if he's even in the league at 35. Basketball is a team game, and I think that there are plenty of accolades that you can solely attribute to somebody being in the right place at the right time. But I think that plenty of us had higher expectations for Ja Morant, especially with the way that he started off his career. Hopefully he doesn't fall victim to some of this other nonsense, and he's continually able to hoop and put together some solid performances for the Grizzlies. But again, y'all let me know what y'all think about the situation. Leave it in the comment below.